Also, I see those frame drops. What is happening here? Okay, okay, okay. Go. Comms, go.
Okay, so it looks like we have Marten Broadcloak going down the hook route. I guess want to see what the characters are. Checking the shops there. Whereas groundflier, yeah, just raising the hovercraft. Did that go through? Oh, you heard some comms. Good.
All right, good stuff. Thank you, everyone.
Sorry about all that, folks.
Yeah, thank you everyone for sticking with us through that. We were getting comms sorted out. Glad you can hear us. Infinius, take it away, my good friend.
I mean, I used all my good material when I was muted. I'm sorry, so I guess I'll just have to go with talking about picking who the bosses are here in the hook route, and also getting a character. I mentioned while it was down that maybe this check is not great because we don't have a source of exit, and we're not necessarily going to be seeing a through here. Well, that's a source of exit.
Yeah, Tella is definitely a source of exit. Not necessarily the source of exit you want, but definitely a viable early game party member. Tella is going to bring a lot to the table. The Blink spell, once Ordeal is completed, will have access to Weak, Virus, all the level 3 spells. So realistically, Tella's quite a valuable early game party member.
That's exactly correct, and that's right. And also, and being one of the free exit casters in the game, that's just variable. Because God count Rosa and you God counts. Oh no, I miscounted. I forgot Fu. Fu can cast exit, so yeah, that's so yeah. No other characters can cast exit, right?
Well, I mean,
haven't missed anyone.
Any character can cast exit with an exit item, and that's all that really matters.
Oh, that's fair.
Everyone has access to it in one way or another. A nice Tiara pickup, a nice Leviathan pickup. So Marten finding kind of the Rydia starter kit if a small child decides to show up and take a break from being in daycare for a little bit. But otherwise, not a lot of great loot for this particular party at the moment.
Yeah.
No charm claws, no black swords, nothing like that.
Yeah, we're not able to really accelerate through this seed at this point in time, right? Like we haven't if we find a seed, we have a good earth hammer. But yeah, there's really lucky. This might be a slog. This is going to be a slog, I think.
Yeah, early game, this is not exactly the party composition that you want for overwhelming power. Unironically, something like a Power Staff Tella might actually be your best source of DPS for a little while until Yon gets some levels. It's it's kind of one of those weird situations.
Yeah, this might also be an interesting seed where you really want to go and pick up, see if there's a shop that has vampires, because that would also help accelerate through to your early game.
Yeah, those vampires basically casting the drain spell, but doing so with a base spell power of, I believe, 64, which is quite strong. And also picking up a Soma drop, not necessarily super helpful right now, but getting Tella to 100 MP is particularly important because then you can do everybody's favorite swag rock.
Yeah, I am a fan of swag rocks, not gonna lie. So all right, so groundflier, looks like it's done looting. Actually faded the monster chest, so managed to get that time back. But yeah, look, I suspect that we are going to see a dive into hubs to see who that fourth character is.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see like who would you want to really kickstart this party. I think I would be looking for a Sid or a Kane, honestly. That would really be what I would desire to get this party going.
Yeah, I
That's
agreed.
Sid.
I am a big fan of starting Sid, starting Kane. Oh, hey, there's a Sid, but
Well,
that's a blue robe.
so here's the thing. Here's a creative little bit you could do. Is I think our runners found an Earth Hammer. If you can
It's true.
get the Earth Hammer on Sid and move him maybe to the middle slot to try to get him to go first, or rearrange your party to get him a little more advanced in the queue, you might be able to use the mini quake that the Earth Hammer casts to get through that gauntlet very quickly. I do like
Ooh,
ground flyer noping out though and deciding
yeah,
to seek greener pastures elsewhere.
yeah.
Uh,
I
and
mean, yeah, yes and no, right? Like on one hand, yes, it would be a slog to actually get through those fights. Um, but maybe I agree with you. I think the better approach would have been to try to rearrange your party so that's you get your uh sit in the middle and then just use that Earth Hammer. Meanwhile,
and
Martin looting Miss Cave, getting paid with both a crystal ring and a Zeus gauntlet.
yes, that's what I was excited about. Free boss and King Queen Eblin, not what you want to see there. But taking that little bit of time to kill that King and Queen Eblin, finding two of the absolute best possible pieces of gear for that ring slot, or for the arm slot, excuse me, a Zeus gauntlet
Hmm.
and a crystal ring, as you said. That is enormous. Those are phenomenal pieces of equipment.
Yes. And this is probably another looking at what's happening with Groundfly, where he's going through Mile and Friends. This is probably where not having access to that city is also costing a bit of time here. Because
Yeah,
with that Earth Hammer, you could just quake away the gas, and then it'll be less onerous to try and take out the Mylon.
yeah, we see the crossbow and the arrows coming off, the earth hammer going on for Martin. So looks like
Hmm.
he was thinking about that as the most efficient way to get through this gauntlet. And I don't blame him. Sid is a huge pickup early on. Basically, he's going to be your way through ordeals to get that Cecil and get that Tella online. No disrespect meant to Yang, but he is not the early game carry that Sid is.
Well, that is why why Yang is called a punch mage, right? Like, oh, actually, this is a point where Earth Hammer doesn't do anything. It's the cockatrice fight. They all fly.
Well, he's going to try and show us that it can be used, but it's not going to work.
Yeah. But, anyway, but going back to your point, yeah, no, I tend to agree. There's a reason why Yang has got earned the nickname of Punch Mage. The way Yang works is that he gets more he does more damage the more levels he gets, just like how a magic user will get access to better spells.
Yeah, and Yang gets a ton of multipliers as he levels up, but until he gets those levels, he is extraordinarily dependent on multiplying gear, things like black belts, things like bandanas, things like strength rings, because he is not going to do a whole lot. His claws don't have any natural attack power, they just have elemental capabilities. So even compared to like a black sword Cecil, he's not going to do as much damage. And you think about that, well, Yang is this great character you can use well. Yes, but early on, not really going to do a ton for you unless you find a lot
Mm.
of good gear.
Meanwhile, it looks like Antline was just a passable objective. You could pass on it if you wanted to.
Well, I don't think either of our runners, or most folks in the community, would pass on Antlion. I know there's some out there who love their memes, but it's not for everyone.
Agreed. It's but it did take a fair bit of time to actually do that fight. So we'll see because as we see our the rest of our runners basically crisscross each other. Again, a huge shout out to our the back, basically the behind the scenes crew. Cubs were working very hard to get us actually audible. and Tibalt with our tracking. Please give them a follow. What no, because they're doing a lot of hard work here.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone on the Restream team doing a phenomenal job, and thank you to the runners for volunteering to be restreamed as well. Also, on the back side of Hobbs, Marten Broadcloak able to find a power shirt and a defense sword, which is two more phenomenal pickups. Also, just a quick heads up for everybody. It looks like the video feed will be going down for just a second and coming back up. Just to resolve some of the technical issues that we have been having. So if y'all see that drop for just a second, do be aware it will be coming back up immediately. So please do not be alarmed by any quick drop in video.
Are we actually live chat? Can you hear us?
Yep,
Okay, we are
live. Cool.
Okay, we are live. Okay, so so yeah, again, apologies for these technical difficulties. We're working tirelessly to get this all back. Oh, and we got Marten. Okay, so this is Kanatsu at the first spot at Metal Deals. Okay.
Yes, and in the interim as well, both the runners did complete the Fabul defense, and I believe received a package from the Fabul defense. Looks like both runners are either at ordeals or going to be checking the package that they received.
Okay, so by the looks of it, Martin's gone immediately to ordeals. Groundflier is going package and is immediately making that check for a second young. So yep, not go take that. I mean, yes, we have 3 boss hunts essentially, but we're not doing. I don't think that's worth the time investment to make that gamble. Not for young anyway.
Looks like we have a back attack Bahamut here, and I will say that Earthhammer, Power Shirt, Zeus Gauntlet, Sid is about to do some work here. These are going to be big numbers.
Might actually just do the I don't know. I might consider just using being a vampire as a safety, but because I'm not sure you have enough damage to do it. But I guess if you're burning 2 vampires, that speeds up the clock significantly.
Yeah, definitely does. But those 700 damage hits this early on is huge.
Yes, that's true. Because that's
yeah,
because that's over a 20% of its hit points, just under 25. So, yeah. Meanwhile, on Groundflier side, we have Asura in the first spot of Baron Inn. And we have some guards.
Yeah, nice free fight.
And we have a coffin, so this is really free.
Yeah, it's a nice free fight to have in the second spot of ordeals. Much better to have it this way than flip. Asura at the second spot would be terrible. There's an Artemis bow, so no reward from ordeals. However, Paladin Cecil is online, and so is Tella, so that might be the reward in and of itself.
Yeah, agreed. To me, that is the reward you get from doing ordeals, and we have a Leviathan.
Yeah, Leviathan, pretty free boss in this spot. Really not going to be much damage happening here. And looks like Groundflier received the Adamant Rock to go with that Palom in Baron Inn. So lots of good stuff for our runners on both sides here.
Except we still need to go. But given that we believe we've seen both Mist Cave and Waterfall, unless we have a very cheeky Demus that makes this, we are confirmed to be going through the hook route as our way to underground.
Yep, that is absolutely correct. And even though hook routes are the worst, as the NPCs will tell us, I'm personally a fan of them. I think they build character. And yeah, well, it's one of those things where our runners maybe don't like it, but I know that we do.
Well, I mean, here's the thing about this hook from what we know. We know that it was a purple sprite in the Ruby contest spot, and we've already encountered Marlon and Friend, so we know this is Marlon Z in the Ruby spot, and that given that we actually have of all things a Teller and also an Earthhammer Sid, I think we have a do we have Fireclaw on Yang? Yeah, this might actually, and we have a yeah, I think this might actually be a very free Leviathan. Oh, sorry, Ruby, Ruby spot. It just depends on who is at the King Queen spot.
Yeah, the King Queen spot is always one that's a little touch and go. For a relatively early game spot, which is effectively what it is in this case, where our runners are funneled down that hook route, the King Queen Eblin spot is super punchy. It's very fast, so you need to think about anchoring for it, and you also need to think about not being punched in the face repeatedly by whatever is there. So things like Evil Wall, things like Ogopogo, things even like an Octomammoth are really nasty.
Yeah, and Umbral Rock, just to answer your question, we only need to do 4 out of these 5 objectives. So, if it was 5 out of 5, I probably would have encouraged actually checking the package check because you really don't want to have the last location that. But with 4 out of 5, it's okay to make that gamble.
Yeah, the package check, just simply because of the length of time that it takes, usually dissuades runners from wanting to check it unless it's an incredibly strong character. For example, a Fusoya, you would absolutely sit through a cutscene or two to get a Fusoya.
Yeah, agreed. That is worth the time and investment to do that. Because the thing about Fu is that given that his progression in this randomizer is kind of awkward. We can't get them be vanilla because otherwise you have access to nuke, potentially in the early game, which just makes the seeds free. Instead, what we do is that we basically make it so that Fu actually gets better as you defeat bosses, and we'll just unlock some spells bit by bit. And it's all the spells list is randomized, but it's always a chance you can get in very early nuke, and nukes really does break open early game like no tomorrow.
Yeah, nuke, quake, even virus when it's picked up can be a huge deal. And those are all things that Fusoya has on the spell weights near the back end of it. So ideally, you will get them early on, but on average, you will see them around the 15, 16, 1700 HP mark. Rarely will you see them at the 1000 or 1100 mark, although it does happen from time to time.
Anyway, Martin has just picked up his Adamant Rock. I realize he's now out of. Oh, has he actually not done Antline?
He has not to pick up that pass.
Huh. Okay, so that so it looks like okay. So if Martin goes down Antline, he is going to get rewarded with a pass, so he knows he doesn't have to go through go do the walk of shame, as it were. But it kind of means that we're kind of evened up. It means we're kind of evened up in terms of our runners. That groundflier is going to should be pretty close to finishing this fight on ordeals, and yeah.
Yeah,
we basically have. You go on.
I was going to say they will be relatively even as far as progression is concerned. However, there will be a couple slight differences. One is Palom will have a few more levels for Groundflier. The second, though, is that for Martin, he is going to have access to the Ogre Axe that he purchased, which will most likely be used for the Mad Ogre chest. Additionally, that Zeus Gauntlet and Crystal Ring that he found by the Moving Mist Cave, that's some extra really strong gear that he's going to have access to make that hook dive easier. So some of those rarer locations that he looted really paying off. Having that defense sword Cecil running around right now for this Antlion also just going to carve through the Smilon and Gas, where Groundflier took a little bit longer time to get through this.
Yeah, And I guess no. So basically we've kind of traded some XP on Pal and Force on groundflier side for XP on Cecil and also some better gear, which I think I like. I think I'd rather be Martin's point side than groundflier side of that deal.
Yeah, they're definitely close. Long term, though, that gear advantage, we'll see if Martin's able to leverage that. There's absolutely no guarantee, that just because a couple pieces of loot were found, that one runner is going to win versus the other. That's absolutely not what we're saying here.
No,
But
of course not.
long-term speculation-wise, that just puts Martin in a more comfortable spot.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see if Martin also chooses to loot Evelyn Castle, for some gear. No, we're going straight to Evelyn. Maybe knock out the 2 trap chests on the way, and then see who's in the King Queen spot.
Yeah, I would think the Stalemen probably get skipped, but I think the Mad Ogres you take, they're actually significantly easier on this flag set, especially with that Dwarven starter kit and the access to any number of mage mashing gear, ogre mashing gear. The fact that the Mad Ogres themselves count as mages means anyone wearing a rune ring takes little to no damage. So a lot of that Dwarven starter kit really pays off when doing that Mad Ogre chest that would otherwise be a little bit scary. So I would fully expect that trap chest to be taken, and the Ogre Axe going on instead of a defense sword pretty much telegraphs what Martin is looking to do right now.
Yeah. Actually, I'm curious. Stalemen are also giants, so they'd also be vulnerable to the Ogre Axe as well, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, they may very well be giants as well. I never think of it because I'm always so worried about them just putting me to sleep with their punches and then just dying to them, because I always manage to find them too early before I'm actually readily able to kill them.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I just looked up. They are in fact giants. So
Yeah.
So an Ogre Axe will deal a good amount of damage as well. Only 2100. So maybe we'll take 2 swings from our Cecil there, but still probably. But if we also have charm arrows, arty bow, that also make that a quick check.
That's true. I think part of it also might simply be the fact that they are only worth 4,200 experience, whereas the Mad Ogres, if they are fully life glitched, are worth 16,590 if you can get the 7 for 4, basically doing a life glitch on each of them.
And this is also actually the fact that this is also where having the Zeus God will also pay dividends as well. Just by having the Zeus God, it also resists giants as well as rune rings. So, but ooh, that's kind of rough there. Missing on that one life glitch there.
Yeah, not the end of the world.
No, it's not.
But 14,220, I think, is what you get if you get 6 here instead of 7. Still a very good amount of XP. It'll still get Palom Virus, and it'll still get a lot of levels for the early Zerkers, but you definitely want to try to squeeze out as much as possible in the way of XP early on.
Yeah. Because I guess with this hook route, you really want to know what you would really like to know what you would rather be safer than sorry if it ends up being, I don't know, say Ogo Pogo at King Queen. Because that is not going to be a fun fight.
Now, this is a little awkward. I don't think this was intentional, but Quack Kid ended up on the ground for Martin. So that's not necessarily what you want to see there. He won't be the most effective character against this Mylon Z anyway on the hook route, but it is kind of nice to squeeze out that extra XP on him and make sure he gets things like Quake, make sure he gets things like, like Virus. It looks like Martin's just going to pivot him to an anchor now and just give him the curse ring.
No, I like this. It's a good adaptation. It's a good adaptation. Like I actually kind of disagree. I think that Palom would have been actually okay because he actually gets fire twos will still deal should be decent against Mylon, right?
Yeah, Fire 2 would be pretty good. I'm still preferential to Virus just because of the cast time and squeezing in as many actions as possible, but the Fire
MP
2
is also an issue.
Yeah.
Right, so... But
let's see.
Moment of Truth time.
Yes. Magus Sister's not too bad at all.
Yeah.
The punches from the middle sister will hurt, but the rest of this, as far as the magic is concerned, really not that bad.
Yeah. Agree. The threat here is in the end. Yeah, with rune rings, it's fine. Again, because they're mages. Yeah, this is actually perfectly acceptable.
Oh yeah, and Sid just going nuts with what I assume is that Artemis bow and Mute arrows, going to town with that mage exploitation. Yeah.
So, looks like we're going to be. Looks like this ends up being a pretty straightforward hook route in the end.
Whew, 4,000 damage. Goodbye, Cindy. 4,000 more damage. Goodbye, Sandy. Sid is having none of your junk today, Magus Sisters.
Magus Sisters is the bane of my existence. I always underestimate them, and to my own peril.
And Marten going to slap that Earth Hammer, I believe, on Sid. Put the power shirt on him, and looks like he's going to be gearing up to take advantage of what Sid is about to do to this Mylon.
And we're just going to smother the party with love, as it were.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds like it'll work.
So basically what Martin's trying to set up here is basically he's going to go cover strats. Martin's going to do 1 damage to Cecil no matter what. So with a fire hammer, this should go. It's only going to take what? That's another 13 swings of that, and we're through. Of the Earth Hammer, and we're through.
I think I would actually just queue up Fire 3 with Tella here and try to minimize...
Was that Berserk on our Cecil here? That's not going to work.
I mean, it'll work to...
No, it's not. Crystal armor.
No, he has crystal armor. Good point, yeah. I think from just, and this is a term that I know Marten really loves, is action economy. From an action economy standpoint, Fire 3 and Earth Hammer swings, I think, would be the optimal way to do this, and just don't even let anyone else take actions.
I'm a big fan of having people not take actions, just parrying around, because there's actually a lesson I learned from all things Magic the Gathering. Why do anything when you can do nothing?
That is exactly how I played Control all of my Magic life, as a dirty, filthy counterspell player. So yes, I know exactly what you're getting at.
And yet with that, Martin's brutal hook route at around 36 minutes.
Yeah, very good time.
Yeah, very good time. And we already have an interesting anchor set up, so it'll be interesting to see where we go from there, because now the entire underground is open to us. Where would you go first?
With double boss hunt, I think I beeline immediately to Dwarf Castle. Having done the hook route, you have the levels, you're strong enough to go ahead and do Dwarf Castle, so I almost certainly go there right away. A sparkle at the top of tower, however, does lead you potentially to consider top of tower earlier than normal, because we know that defeating Paladin is an objective. So that might be something worth considering for our runners, that sparkle could be their objective number 4.
That's true, and we also need to remember we also got handed the a starting item with by a Lunar Sparkle as well. So Baron Key is also a valuable check.
Yeah, a couple different options here. It looks like Martin is headed at least to heal up and take advantage of the Dwarven Refreshment Stand, as we'll call it this evening. And we'll see where he chooses to go from here. I imagine it will be Dwarf Castle. Wouldn't be too much point in healing up and going down to Feymarch or to the Sylph Cave. So this makes a lot of sense as far as how to route in here.
Yeah, I like this as well. I do like this check as well. Just having just you're on a double boss hunt. You should have the levels to be able to handle this. We have a Cecil who can cover. Yeah, we're good to go. Going for a fast anchor for this check though. Interesting.
Yeah, well, in the first spot, you want a fast anchor. The agility at Dwarf Castle spot 1, where the Calbrena dolls are in the vanilla game, is actually quite slow. However, the second spot, where Golbez normally is in the vanilla game, is quite fast. So the first spot, though, there's roughly 9,000 health here, a little bit under that. This is the harder of the two spots, so you want to try to be set up optimally, to do whatever you can to try to get through this first fight quickly. The second fight is usually the easy one. This first one can be troublesome.
But no, this ended up being too early. That's unfortunate. That's a bit unfortunate there from Martin's point of view. Getting it before the kick.
Yeah, I think
now. Yeah, I can realize what he's trying to do. He's trying to get levels onto this Palom, but being at level 11 doesn't survive a kick no matter what. So I think that was just not gonna work. Or needed a slightly different setup for it.
Yeah, and there is either Ruby or Mylon, and there's an edge. That is a character definitely going to take. Taking him over this Yang, I like this play because effectively Edge does everything Yang can do, but he does it basically better. He just doesn't have as much health.
But in essence, health is not a big problem if you can kill things quicker.
Exactly. So, like this Edge starting with an Ice Claw, Edge can also then equip a secondary weapon, so he can take advantage of an Ice Claw with maybe a, Masamune or Murasame and get a ton of bonus attacks, and attack multipliers while doing that damage, taking advantage of elemental weaknesses. And Martin very easily able to get through that Ruby. So was it leg? It was indeed, and it is no more.
It's just now a drumstick of some sort, I guess.
Nothing but a pile of old bones.
Hey, I actually thought Ruby wasn't that old. I thought Ruby was around 20 or something.
I have honestly no idea.
I don't know either.
So, you could tell me the elements are actually teenagers, and I believe you. You could tell me they're as old as Fusoya, and I believe you. You could tell me you get a light sword from Dwarf Castle. I would also believe that, but probably be a little disappointed.
Yeah, like that's. I guess the reward there is actually getting an edge, on the seed. Oh, we also have a master. That's right. We have a master for this edge as well. That's huge.
Yeah,
that's.
Yeah, from the Mad Ogre chest.
Right. Yeah. And looks like we're abandoning our desires to have Iridia in the seed. Selling the Leviathan Summon, the Tiara, all has to go for 10 4 Rages.
I mean, 10 Thor Rages can help with a turtle problem. 1 Rydia doesn't necessarily help with a turtle problem.
She can cast Lit 1 at sometimes.
Yeah, maybe. I will say I did see Martin hover over After selling enough goods to get 80,000 gold, considered buying 20 vampires. I know that Marten is very adept with his 1200 strats and other low-level strategies. So if nothing else, he's definitely making a note of that, where those vampires are.
Yeah, that is also that's fair. Meanwhile, with ground flyers through the hook rounds, we're seeing a high five in Tomra of all places. Finding hourglass twos in the item shop, and is Martin going to validate the seed? A screenwriter, and a third curse ring. Just what we always wanted.
Save some curse rings for the rest of us. Come on, y'all.
I know, right? Like, here I am trying to, have to make sure that our characters are down all the time. No, just make it easy. Just being handed and hammer with fists.
Wow, in that
Ooh.
armor shop, heroine robes, black shirts, and sorcerer robe. That's a shop right there. And we are about as in sync as you can be right now with our two runners. This is quite freaky, actually.
Yeah, it actually is kind of amazing. Although, looks like Groundfire is going to actually do some looting in the trap chest area. Maybe hoping to spike some more good high tier loot.
Yeah, and it looks
Whereas
like opting to go into town instead.
Yeah, I suspect that Martin's approach is I think I've got everything I possibly need from the seed now. I'm just gonna knock everything out. We should see fair. Oh, Pinktail. All right, so that's our first objective in sight. We have a Pinktail from the free just in Fey March. Yeah, I think at that point, once you see that, you're done looting.
I don't know if you're done looting, but you definitely make as much of a beeline as possible to turn that Pinktail in, because that is a 3 in 7 or 3 in 8 chance at either an Excal, a Crystal Sword, or an Avenger. Those are all really good, and there is a free fight at the Leviathan spot. 2 coffins, and that is done. So you can just ratchet this down to battle speed 6, use 2 coffins, and that fight ends.
Yeah, and I think one option you may have realized that we also have, given we have an edge in the seat, we also have a 1 in 8 chance of actually hitting another master, which would also be a good hit for Martin.
That's also true.
Like, I think, like, the only misses would be what we already have an arty bow. Bahamut is just that's just money. White shirt wouldn't be the worst, but you'd rather see the other stuff. And what am I missing? Oh, Dragoon Spear. We don't have a cane yet, so
yeah, Dragoon
anything
Spear
else is a hit of some sort.
Yeah, Dragoon Spear would just be a dart. But yeah, the rest of it would be really good. Speaking of really good, that now means you only have to make 1 trip to the Tailman, and you can turn in both the rat and the Pinktail. Martin says that's good enough for me. We'll save Dr. Luge for another visit. Maybe figure out the insurance, get the copay situation sorted out. I know this probably means nothing to you, Infinius, because you have real healthcare where you are. But enough about me. Martin going up and going to take care of those tails immediately. Yeah,
interesting. Also, interesting that Martin's also not checking setting up Sheila 1. I actually do like this because if you'll feel very silly if Rattail ends up being the pan and you've just wasted all that quote unquote flight time you saved. You lost because he flew down there, had to walk down Sylph Cave twice.
Yeah, I like this as well. Sheila 1 is a very long check to set up, honestly. It's somewhere around 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. And you may or may not be able to just get it done quickly, and then what you're routing afterwards. I like this a lot. Take care of that objective. Sadly, it is exactly that Dragoon Spear. That's probably the one thing that our runners really did not want to see. But this rat tail turns into a Bacchus wine, Well, also probably not what you wanted to see.
I mean, it's we want Barcus wines eventually anyway. It just means you have to buy one less. It's like 4K gold saved, roughly.
Yeah, not exactly how you wanted that to go, though.
No, no, it's not.
But it looks like Marten is going to do Keyless Tower next. We kind of talked about this when our runners were on the way down the hook route, that we know that there's a sparkle at the top of the tower. So I think right now what Marten is in, at least from the looks of it, is chase your objective or potential objective mode, which is very understandable.
Actually, I think the way he's actually setting up, though, he's also trying to do the trap chest on the way up. He's putting Sid on the top row, so that he'll take the first action. That's going to be a hit with an Earth Hammer to take out the alerts.
That's a very good point as well. Yeah, he may be setting up to just bop those trap chests and take some more shots at some really high tier loot. He's definitely looted a fair amount already, but if you can spike a crystal sword, if you can spike an X-Gal, that's huge value.
Yeah. And I think I'm not sure if I would have made this play personally, but I can at least respect it, because the upside is really there.
If you can one-shot these trap chests, it's really not a bad play. It's a fairly short amount of time with 4 chances at some very high tier loot. You kind of hit the chests you run by, and anything else you kind of skip, and maybe you only get 2 or 3 of those trap chests, but you have a very good chance at some very high tier loot. Even that protect ring is very good.
Yep, protect ring is very good. Agreed there. It's interesting that Marten's actually fading some spots but going deeper in others. That does make things interesting.
Yeah, what's also interesting is getting a dwarf axe out of a trap chest. That is a big time feels bad moment.
Oh hey, another light sword we can dart. That's good.
Yeah, this little adventure for trap chest not exactly paying out right now, unfortunately.
Actually, that's another interesting thing that someone in chat has brought up. In making this play, you might actually be cutting off the plan to steal sirens. Also, thank you Randomania 3 for the raid. We are watching another race of the Lali-Ho League. This is Marten Broadcloak versus Groundflier. This is an elimination match. The winner gets keeps their tournament, sees their tournament hopes stay alive. The loser is no longer able to make it to brackets. So yeah, it is a very interesting race where we're about to see Groundflier complete his first objective of turning the pink tail, which was available at Fey March, and we've also had a hook route, which was relatively tame.
Yeah, the hook route being Mylon Z, and our runners both having access to Earthhammer Sid, as well as a wide arrangement of archery, bows and different flavors of arrows, so easily able to dispatch the hook route. Both runners were through it in under 40 minutes, I believe, which is pretty fast, all things considered. Looks like Marten is taking the dive into, or not the dive, but the climb up the tower here, looking for that Paladin. Hopefully he doesn't find something super rude like an Ogopogo or, Wyvern. But this Paladin, if it's here, this could be a big moment if Groundflier does not check this as well. And oh, there is Ogopogo. That's a lot of health on an Ogopogo.
We could use the Barcus on this Sid to start to get work done on it.
Yeah, I jokingly always say Ogopogo is weak to really only one thing, and that is Berserk.
Yeah.
He doesn't really do a whole lot if you don't cast magic on him. He's just gonna punch and wave, but he's not gonna do a ton else. So if you know how to fight against him, which is basically zerk your characters and let them do the fight for you, you
Mm.
will oftentimes have a better time than trying something cheeky like casting spells or other nonsensical things. Unfortunately, this fight is getting away from Marten,
Yeah.
and there is the reset. That initial big wave just taking out too much damage, or too much health on his party.
Yeah. Meanwhile, groundflier is about to turn in Sheila 1, so we'll see what how this turns out. Because if this ends up being either a pan or darkness crystal, then we have options.
Well, even if this is a tower key,
Yep,
especially if
tower
it's
key.
a twin harp, that
Oh
is
boy!
big time value from Sheila 1.
Yes.
Mr. Broadcloak, if you can hear us 15 minutes in the past or the future or wherever it is time-wise that our runners are on delay, you might want to consider that Sheila 1 check.
I half jokingly said no for Marten that he probably should be using that Barkus one he got from Rattail, but I actually think the more I think you should be putting Cess on the top row and also first turn Barkus and just let him do all the work.
Yeah, I think you kind of got to let it all fly here. If you're committing to this play now knowing that it's not Pale Dim, just let it ride and do everything you can to get through it as quick as possible. Groundflier finding a life staff in the Choco foot, and also looting the Choco butt and finding a crystal armor and a vampire.
I mean, crystal armor. Since I think we already have one on Groundflyer's side, that's a good chunk of money. That's 7 point something sirens. So that's totally worth it.
Yeah, crystal armor. Its two best uses are for someone who has an Avenger and for money. Other than that, it doesn't really have a ton of uses.
There is some use if you want to do a cover strat with Cecil, it does have a use there. I mean, if it's a very punchy spot, let's say like King Queen or at I guess not for us, Leviathan, but Cave Value. That crystal armor may actually come in use, and you zerk up an edge instead.
That's definitely true. And looks like we have a lot of damage coming out on Marten's side, but looks like there was a Cure 2 that went on a corpse, and I'm hoping that doesn't result in some extra characters going down here. That edge is dangerously close to the threshold.
Yeah.
I think we're going to lose Palom and Edge here.
Yeah, this is the double, so... But in the interim, looks like we have Groundflier doing his objective and doing the music check for us. So I guess we will be, in just a few minutes, we will be quiet and contemplate the tunes that our good old friend Edward and his band of merry men will provide for us as we get some music.
Oh, we don't talk through this part? I thought we talked through this part. I thought that was part of the bit where we just keep talking.
I mean, we could, and I think chat would just kill us though.
Oh yeah, well I guess we don't want that. Have fun with music, y'all.
So I know we talked about card games before, but that was too prescient by the randomizer there. How did it know?
I believe it always knows. It is sentient at this point.
Ooh, and that is a Baron key from Twin Harp. That is potential. That's a further progression that's not locked behind Luge. So yeah, and Marten getting a big oof there with an arty bow at the top of tower from that Ergo spot. So he's probably going to feel very behind at this point.
Well, not necessarily behind, but it's definitely something that is going to weigh on his mind. There was something you brought up earlier in Phineas, and that was that a Sparkle gave us our starting key item, and we just got a Baron key from the Twin Harp. So this could be yet another instance of a double required Twin Harp.
That never happens. That's just pure coincidence. Ooh, ninja swords for sale. Ooh, that's I suppose we have a master already, so it's not that as big of a deal. But oh,
Well, and Groundflier actually has Muramasa. He had found
okay.
a Murasame somewhere, so the ninja swords mean absolutely nothing to him.
Yeah, that's fair.
But looks like Groundflier going to be diving into Baron while Marten is going to take the trip to the Twin Harp. The big difference right now being that top of tower check. Marten decided to give that a whirl, and unfortunately, it has not paid off.
No, like not only did the check not pay off, but all the trap chests he opened didn't actually have any important gear. You got what, a dwarf axe and something which I've even forgotten. That's no, it's which no, rando's got a rando sometimes. There are times where that play will totally pay off. It's just not this time.
Yeah, I think there might have been a piece of armor, maybe a shield, an apple, a dwarf ring, or dwarf axe.
Oh, protect ring, right?
Yeah, stuff
Protect
that's just not what you want from those trap chests. You're looking for big sticks for your melee characters.
All right, time to find out if this is in fact Pale Dim.
That is not Pale Dim.
Well, on the plus side, Groundfly came into this at battle speed 4.
On the downside, I don't think Wyvern one-shots itself here. I think it only does like 3k. Yeah, not quite. One more swing here with Cecil and it'll die though.
Yeah, but
So,
yeah.
Not the worst thing.
But I think taking the time to actually life up the rest of the pie to get the XP is not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, I don't know about lifing everyone. Maybe just making sure Tella is alive. But it looks like he's opting to get everybody back up. Did Tella just whiff a life cast, or is Sid at 0 agility?
We're about to find out, I guess.
Okay,
Because
that was hashtag Tella-life.
Tell life. Okay, cool.
But what are you thinking, Phineas? Should we let everyone enjoy music a second time, or should we keep talking for this one?
Let me think about it. I'll get back to you in about a minute, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
I thought it over. I think we should talk over music.
Well, I guess we'll just have to save that for next time.
All right. Okay. Next time. But yeah, Marten Broadcloak getting his Baron key. Groundflier fighting Valvalis in Baron Castle. I mean, not the worst spot to find her, but no. But given we've already gone through Underground, it's not the worst thing in the world.
This is honestly a pretty rough spot. There's a lot of physical evade multipliers here, combined with the fact that you can't touch her with magic. This is one of those spots where you're going to be basically 200 to 300 damage a swing, and just kind of pray.
Yeah. This is probably where the gear advantage is going to help Marten catch up, because it looks like Pancras points out in chat, that Cecil is wearing a crystal armor still, so it cannot be berserk for this. And that's probably your best source of damage.
Yeah, he could still be zerked one way in particular. It would be incredibly cheeky to try it. Where
the power stuff bonks?
Exactly. Where the crystal armor will prevent the Bacchus wines being used, but it will not prevent the application of berserk from a weapon, because it is not an actual spell. It's very strange how it all works, but you can power bonk someone with a crystal armor on for reasons.
Because FF4 things.
Basically, yes.
Yeah, this is also where having a ninja would be a big consequence to Marten, because that will actually bypass those evades completely.
Yeah, and this is a good point of reference that I had forgotten, that Groundflier has not yet done Dwarf Castle to get that edge. So Marten quite literally will have an edge in this fight, pun intended. This is still an extraordinarily rude Baron Castle. Wyvern into Valvalis is just pretty gross.
Agreed, and because you're only going to be like doing like using Tail to heal up. You're not really thinking about, I need to be prepared for the rudest of all rude fights afterwards.
Yeah,
and this would be very unfortunate. This ends up being a wipe because
yeah, I'm hoping this Bacchus makes Sid angry enough to do something. But it looks like he is just continuing to miss.
Oh, it's gonna be rough.
I believe our runners got the exact same roll of 37-38 reflected back to Wyvern there, and that is a wipe from Groundflier. That is tragic.
That is tragic because his save was in so not the furthest he could go back, but still pretty bad.
Yeah, it's still not great because the time that he had made up, where we knew he was going to give a little bit back because of Marten's gear advantage, that's pretty much been tossed aside now. So now Marten is up a Dwarf Castle check, a top of tower check, and has a gear advantage. So this is one where at this point, Groundflier may understand that he could very well be behind, and we may see some cheekier plays come out. I know that these runners are very familiar with each other, running together a lot. Only 32-19 on the roll there from that Wyvern reflected Mega Nuke. That was not a very strong reflect, but 2 shots will still kill here. So Groundflier back through this Wyvern. Meanwhile, Marten, we saw 700 damage from Edge, 500 from Cecil. That gear differential really showing its mettle in this fight in particular.
not just the gear load. We also have the levels from actually having made those extra checks.
Yeah.
That's probably also coming to the forefront as well, just to be able to bypass the damage. And oh great, we get to see something which we rarely see. Going to Cecil's bed to get to rest up.
Yeah, desperate times call for desperate measures, and well, we saw Val. I guess it's only appropriate we see Kane shortly thereafter.
Yeah, it's perfect timing in the comedic sense, not the actual perfect timing sense.
No, yeah, it's pretty much the worst possible time, but it's exactly how Kane would want it.
Such a betrayal to us all, you know. And we already so betrayed that we already saw the green spear we got for him. Well, Martin did anyway. But we are down to very few checks left now. Like we have Odin Spot, we have whatever this opens up, and we have Lugay. Things are getting kind of limited.
Well, not too limited anymore. Hello, darkness.
Well, yeah,
my
that
old
changes.
friend.
Me and my big mouth.
You had to
I
go and
swear,
ruin the fun.
Yeah.
Looks like Martin is going to stay at the Motel 6.
Yep.
50 gold a night every night. And
Yep.
we'll heal you up for cheaper than a tent.
The one downside, sometimes you don't want to heal your anchor, resurrect your anchor. But you know, I think we're at the stage where doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, looks like we're going to get an Odin Throne check. And this is something that, even if you can't necessarily beat it here, you want the knowledge of what's down there. So I definitely applaud the play here, whether or not it pays out being irrelevant.
Yeah. So you want information. You still have essentially, you have to find Paladin. You still have to find Mum Bomb. We have Demas has not been sighted yet, and that could be our progression as well. It is very interesting. Ooh.
This is doable. Sid
Doable,
by
yeah.
himself will get through
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't even need to go through there. Like,
Yeah.
bit of a waste of action, but that's fine. Hope. That's right, justice is not the only right in this world, apparently.
Yeah, someday we will see. I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
Possibly.
I don't know. I'm hopeful that will be like maybe tomorrow.
I mean, tomorrow for me is today for you, so, you know, it's...
Well,
it's
no,
already-
I'm talking about it's tomorrow from my perspective. So it will be like 2
tomorrow
days.
for you is like an entire week away. I can't deal that much time ahead.
Yeah. I mean, how many? You can only have so many buttons, right? So, no, to help count them all.
I
Yeah,
want
that
all of-
that. Oh yes, fair enough. Well, that DKC was a whiff. It was just a black shirt, and we are going to the moon.
Yeah, at this point, the literal only thing left that Martin has is that Dr. Lugay. He has exhausted every other possible check on the overworld outside of a cheap
Demas that-
weakness.
yeah,
like
Demas that-
Magnus
Yes, that's oh, that package.
or package.
We have that package.
Yeah.
That
Guess
that
if
would
that's-
also be disgusting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, if that's the case, I think you just gotta say, okay, if I lose to that, so be it. I'm gonna make the mathematically probable play and go to the moon.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I might have done Lugay first, but no, because it's Lugay. That's what with an Earth Hammer Sid. It's actually not too bad because I think only first form the Balnab is vulnerable to is a machine, and the second form it's a machine as well. So you get to destroy it pretty quickly.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
Bacchus won the moon.
Yeah, Bacchus on the moon is definitely nice. Just sell the crystal armor. Just turn it into boxes. Yeah, Martin buying 12 boxes, basically everything he could afford. Putting the apple on Palom. Very interesting.
Huh. Interesting. That is interesting. I'm not, because I think it's kind of, if I was going to commit the apple, I might have gone check who the character was on the Lunar Dias first.
Yeah, because if that's a Fusoya, you're getting rid of either Tella or Palom at that point.
You're getting rid of
So-
Palom. Sure, you get rid of Palom. You just leave Tilla be your anchor.
Yeah, and an
I would've
anchor that
thought.
has Berserk.
Yes.
So, yeah, I agree with you. It's interesting. I would want to check that character first.
Yeah,
Well,
because we have.
that's a very
That's a no
pungent
for me.
argument, but
That's a no for me.
not right now. Maybe later.
No.
With the key items that are left, is there any chance that Martin is in double boss hunt face check mode? Or would you still be looking for key items?
I think I'd still look for key items. Like, you still need to find Earth, like, because Earth Crystal is one, Tower Key is one, Luca Key is one. Oh god, boy, another Sid. Just what we always wanted.
Yeah, I don't actually, that's what we wanted.
No. I think with with 2 more bosses, I don't think so. Like, I think if we find Legend Sword, I think you go to face check mode, but I don't think I would go to be in face check mode at this point.
Yeah, I agree. I
Like-
think that it's very good to go ahead and keep looking for those key items, look for the experience. I am
Yeah.
happy to see, though, Groundflier is through that Valvalis.
Yeah, and probably cursing, feeling quite betrayed by this this Kane turning right up around time. It's just the Yang, which, and from his point of view, he hasn't done Dwarf Castle yet. It's kind of fair enough.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Well, it looks like we're going to get a Murasame altar peak,
Hmm.
and the result is a Water Hag, so hey.
I mean, while you're here, may as well take this fight. Oh, Till brings up a good point. Groundflier still has a Dragoon Spear, whereas Martin, I think, might have darted it at some point.
Yeah, I think he darted it at Ogopogo.
But then I thought he just reset out completely and just went back down.
Oh, he may have done that too.
So, either or.
But there's 59,000 experience and 1 dead Water Hag, and that's a decent amount of XP for this team, and also a spoon. So not necessarily the value they were looking for, but that's a quad 9 dart, which is a pretty nice thing to have.
Yeah. Yes, very good. In case you see like a very rude boss. Actually, what rude bosses are left? Let's just try to work things out here. We've seen Kanatsu. Kanatsu was on Ordeals. We've seen Ogo, top of tower. We've seen Val. We haven't seen Golbez. Golbez is not yet. We haven't seen yet.
Have we seen Evil Wall?
No, we have not seen Evil Wall. Oh, that is also disgusting.
Yeah, I hate Evil Wall on the moon.
Yes.
That's just, yeah, not my favorite.
Fair. Just trying to think. We have seen Antlion, I think.
I will
Kinda
say,
out of running over checks, actually. I think.
both this Mom Bomb and Pale Dim are very punchy. So if they are up
Yeah.
on them, they will be very punchy. If we
Yes.
find a D-Mist, up on the moon, it will not only be punchy, it will take forever, 10 years, and 3 centuries to defeat, because it's just a super long fight.
Yeah.
Golbez, as brought up in chat, would always be rude.
Yeah.
More for time than anything else. At certain spots on the moon, Golbez is a little buggy. Like the White Spear Altar, he has a grand total of 4 magic attack for reasons unbeknownst to, well, pretty much anyone. At the rest of the spots, he actually does meaningful damage, but there he's just an annoyance while he tries to tickle you to death with magic.
I would like to contend that Crystal Sword Altar is also like he just tickles there too, but no, that's a minus.
Fair.
That's also a minor point.
And looks like Groundflier going down to Dwarf Castle and giving us a head fake. He's going to heal first, which makes total sense.
Yes. I think, honestly, I feel like this probably just puts him further and further behind, unfortunately, though, because we know that this Dwarf Castle is all it's going to get from it is an edge, and that's it. Whereas he needs to be making, unless that Luge fight is hard required, it's hard to see catching up.
That's 42,000 pet points there. That's a lot of ha.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Golbez, y'all, on the moon at the deep lunar spot, and that's not great.
No,
it's hard to sugarcoat it. It's just not great.
Actually, the worst bit about this is that because the Shadow Dragon eats some. No, he doesn't eat your party. Also eats some of the XP, so you're not even gonna get the full 100,000 from this spot.
I would honestly skip this for right now. I would go check the Ogo spot.
I think I might do. I probably would have gone White Spear Altar first, or the Plague spot, because just because it's closer.
Well, not only that, like I would want to try to find a 10th key item as well.
Well, that was my thinking as well. That's why I say Plague. That's why I went Plague spot. It's closer. You're not getting as much XP there anyway compared to the Ogo spot, if that's your concern.
Yeah, that's for anything but this on 9 key items, because you're going to be looking at 75,000 for this. At least you'd still get 150 if you came back afterwards. Plus, this is just super annoying. Like, let's say you find the Legend Sword, or let's say you find, a couple other things, and you find Pale Dim, which has the Legend Sword, and you find out, well, I never needed to do this Golbez. There's just a lot of reasons why I hate this fight.
Actually, that's an interesting thing. I'm not sure I just noticed. I think mine's out of Star Veils.
Well, better hope this one lasts for a while.
I mean, he's avenged a Cecil, but this. If there's who else would we want to find the moon that could require Star Veils though? I think it's probably fine, but yeah, it's interesting that it just ran out.
Well, I mean, one of two things happens with this fight: either Golbez dies, or Cecil dies.
Yeah.
And,
at this point, you probably put your controller down. You've got to refresh your drink. At this point,
I think though this is a really good time for us to thank our restreamer, Cubs Rule, our tracker, Tybalt, our runners for putting on this wonderful show, while this Cecil is just whacking away at this Golbez, and while Groundflier is doing Dwarf Castle, which we have seen and know the result of. Give everyone a huge follow, because they do phenomenal work behind the scenes. Also, speaking of phenomenal work, Infinius always doing phenomenal work, not just talking about cricket, but also talking about free enterprise. And wow, if you wanted stuff for an edge and you didn't already have it, that was the room for you, a full moon and a Murasame, and Marten literally resetting out because he just doesn't care.
Yeah. Well, not. Oh, now, Possum. I can't let you get away with that. You should also give Possum Morpheus a follow. He is way more knowledgeable at this game than I am, and I'm just bringing the average of FE knowledge down by a lot. So he's doing the hard carrying here.
Well, I appreciate those kind words, Infinius. But I think this is a good partnership. And
Yeah.
it looks like we found some elements up on the moon.
Yeah.
Looks like we're going for an Ice 3, so as long as the elements will transition over, well...
It did not. That kind of hurts.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great.
No.
Can you give it another shot? There's
Alright, we got
transition.
the one shot. Alright.
Yeah, this should be good now.
Yeah, we should be good now.
Alright, yeah, this is going to be quad 9s. That's going to be the end of elements. Goodbye. Have a nice night. Quarter leg is done to go join the full leg.
So I hear you like ninja swords.
So I misspoke and I said the Masa was at the other altar. It was a Mura. Now we have the other Masa. So let's just give all of the edge weapons possible. And Edge is just gonna go burr, I guess.
Yeah.
What even is this move?
So we found a spoon. We found edge weapons, and we have two spots left.
Yep.
We have the Master Muno altar. We have the Crystal Sword altar, and we have the no dog Octomam at K value.
Yeah, that value cave Octomam will be pretty easy with all the levels from the lunar subterranean. That all being said, though, I'm sure that Marten would much rather have had a 10th key item at some point to get double XP from all of this. Speaking of fights that are just gross, here's a CPU at the Ogopogo spot. This is 37,000 combined HP between the three orbs. I think roughly, 30,830 of that is going to be on the back orb. And I think Marten is just going to say, heck it, we're going full YOLO on this.
We're doing it live.
Someone might die, and if they die, so be it. We'll figure it out later. Let's just swing some swords now. And by the way,
even getting Meteor.
Meanwhile, groundflier taking a stab at this Ogopogo. So retreading all the ground that Marten has already done. While we know that this is not the value, the bigger issue is that ground is not picking up any time. He's not making any checks that Marten hasn't already made. So we need ground to do something drastic, something different in order to...
ground has to go to Luge right now, basically.
Oh, rip rocks.
Oh, rip rocks.
A lot of damage coming out here, though.
Yeah.
Getting 5 to 6k around. That edge going down is not who you want to see go down.
No.
It looks like groundflier taking a reset out of that Ogopogo, so might be going for take 2. And Marten is through that CPU, going full YOLO, and it worked. And Apple.
Oh my god, this moon.
So Cubs, dear restreamer, how can the moon be haunted as well? Have we forgotten to put key items in our seed tonight?
No. There was he put a spoon there. There was a spoon.
That's fair. There was a spoon on the moon. This has been something else, though. An apple, a murra, a masa, a full moon, and a spoon. That is a who's who of things you don't really want to find on the moon.
Who do we have left that we don't want to find the moon? Like, we've seen Odin, right? Like,
How about Evil
oh,
Wall?
this one. This is what we don't want to see on the moon.
How about Evil Wall at one of the punchiest spots in the game? How's that? You want one of those?
Yeah. Sure. We'll take it. We'll take it.
So, you know that spoon that we got?
Yeah.
You ever just say, I want quad 9s on this wall to make it go away?
Yuck.
It
4
lived.
hit points. That's plenty. 4 hit points is plenty. Thank you very much.
This is brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, illusions, blink.
Wow, that covered though 1 damage on that Cecil.
Huh.
Oh, does he have a glass hat on?
May very well. But he's got Bacchus now, so he's this is yet again going to be Cecil just kind of soloing a fight, because Edge, as soon as he gets tapped here, is going to fall over. Oh, no. I wonder if
that's way less damage than I expected.
Is the crystal ring on that edge?
Maybe?
Nicely done, Martin. Through the evil wall. First time lucky. Well,
that's something.
It's a key item. It's probably
we're taking
the
it.
bottom of the key items you want to find. Luca key, not exactly the reward you want. Meanwhile,
It's a 10th key item though. It's a 10th key item.
Ground Flyer is through that Ogopogo though.
Yeah. And it's very sad to see that Luget, that Arthibo, sorry.
Yeah, but I think in Ground Flyer's shoes also kind of wants the levels there, and I don't blame him. We saw those levels make a big difference when Martin had gone back through Baron with that Valvalis. You had pointed out those levels making a big difference on the damage multipliers. So I think every little bit can help here.
Actually, having an edge with a Thunderclaw equipped is also going to be big for this. If Groundflyer goes to do Luge right now.
Yeah, at this point, Ground Flyer's out is basically going to be something like Tower Key behind Luge leading to Zot. Which has like Mom Bomb and the Legend Sword. You know, some sort of chain that has to be purely Earthbound. Because we know that Martin is more or less an entire moon up at this point. So Ground Flyer, he's gonna have
stealing
to do
sirens.
something spicy.
He's stealing sirens, which is probably not what he needs to do here, unfortunately.
Sirens were available in Eblin, right?
I think so. I don't... Yeah, this does not seem like an optimal play given that the sirens for sale.
Sirens were not for sale, so looks like this might be the only way to get them. So Ground Flyer going for his sirens to get his levels. One thing of note is that when Edge fails to sleep, he can take damage. He can take up to 4 damage per failed sneak. So this is not necessarily a dire situation yet, but after a couple failures, there could be some issues with Edge,
Yeah.
taking lethal damage from failing to steal, which would be pretty awkward.
Yes. I have in fact wiped to this at this spot because for that exact reason.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you never think about until your screen shows up and says perished, and you just sit there and stare at it and go, wait, what?
Yeah.
And then you realize what happened. But looks
Yeah.
like Martin is through the octopus in Value Cave, and the reward is a magma key. Oh, baby. Marten Broadcloak, at an hour and 33 minutes into the seed, you can get underground.
Okay, so Martin is going to have to chase that Luke key because that is his out.
Yeah, it's...
And then we have questions after this, if this is a bust.
Well, I mean, at this point, we're also looking at a possible bit of ridiculousness. Like, let's say we have a 65,000 HP D-Mist that's guarding a Legend Sword, and a Mom Bomb or Pale Dim is behind it. What if this is a hard required giant? And
Oh,
it's
that
a
would be disgusting.
really rude variety. Like, that's becoming a potential reality at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. Yuck. I hate it.
Yeah, let's see what happens. This Luca key is going to tell us a lot, and then if
Yeah.
we get a Luca check as well, that will also tell us some things.
No, Groundfire's Diving Moon, which is that's suboptimal from his perspective, even though he doesn't know that yet, because we know as from watching that mine's already full cleared moon and has gotten a Luca key as progression.
Yeah. And it's not exactly the most pleasant of moons.
No.
So, Martin was able to get through it fairly efficiently. But yeah, it's been a toughie.
Hmm.
But with no sirens available, diving down this Luca, would you have turned encounters on and taken the 3 doors on the way down that you have to cross through in Phineas?
I don't think I do because I don't think I do. The main reason is because I feel like I have enough levels on my Cecil anyway. Like 40, yeah, it won't take too much more for our Cecil get to 45. I don't think I do doors at this point.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I was just wondering what your thoughts on the situation were. And looks like we have Earth Crystal.
Ooh, Earth. Okay.
From Luca Key from the moon. So
yeah,
the chains continue.
Yeah.
Well, a free fight. That's a nice thing to see. Mark is down to 8 Bacchus wines after using this one on Edge. I know he bought roughly 20 of them.
I didn't think it was 20. I thought it was 12, but I get the point. It's
He bought a lot. And he's used quite a few.
Yeah. Yes. And that is also with a whole bunch of resets as well from to save those Bacchus ones or those hourglasses. So
but it does bring up a good point that Indodo brings up in chat, and also our Reach Streamer Cubs Rule. That Sparkle, which Plague would be, is not Pale Dim. So that leaves, I believe, just Pale Dim left. Have we seen?
I was going to say I did remember seeing D Lunas.
So we have 1, maybe 2 Sparkles left.
Yeah. No, we've seen Wyvern, we've seen Ogo, we've seen Plague. Yeah, so it's 2, at most 2 Sparkles left. at
Uh,
Ogre
D-
Top Tower.
D-Lunars were waterfall, so
Oh, Dinos were waterfall. Okay,
just pale dim remains for
interesting.
the lunar buddies.
Hmm.
But we're starting to get to my favorite part of the boss hunts. When I'm not actively running the seed, of course.
Yeah.
Which is where chat just gets to speculate all the worst possible places for all the worst possible bosses. And we're getting shout-outs for, the Magus Sisters spot. We're getting shout-outs for the Giant. All of those wonderful locations that you never want to have to visit.
Well, the thing is, we have the Earth Crystal now, so Mega Sister spot isn't actually that bad anymore because we're going straight there anyway.
That's true.
Like, at this point, I think chat has to would want to be hoping for what? Tower Key being one of our bosses with a Demus on the Giant holding it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I'm particularly curious to see what's in this Tower of Zot. Is there like a Fusoya in there as well, who would be an instant add to this team?
Yeah. Yes, instant add. You just. I think at that point you probably take out Palom.
Yeah, because
I'm not confident about that one.
At best, you're going to get like Ice 3 Reflex for Zeromus.
Yeah.
There's almost certainly no way you're getting all the way up to Z levels. With Palom, looks like Marten bought a couple of mute bells. Might be considering 1200 strats, might also be considering stealing a couple sirens and then going to do warlocks. It will depend what his target goal is here.
Hmm. And also, I do like not going for the treasury here. There's nothing you can hope for to actually improve your party, so just ignore it and move on.
Yeah, he is, it looks like, going to do at least the first couple chests and try to find that flame dog, maybe spike an Excalibur or Crystal Sword. They're very quick at this point. Or a random Murasame. I mean, we have literally every other edge sword, so that doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's still worth doing this, so the potential time save from doing it is just so high.
And looks like Groundflier has found our favorite lunar comedian, Golbez, and has promptly reset that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. I would hate that as well. So, all right. So, in front of the door, we have drumroll, please. Oh, pale dim. Oh wow. Okay. So we didn't technically need the Earth Crystal for this, but does it feel good to know that's there?
I mean, no one is normally going to check the Magus Sisters spot anyway, so you kind of feel like your opponent is going to be led here only once they find the Earth Crystal, which is only once they have gone to the moon to get the Luca Key, to get the Earth Crystal. You feel pretty safe about this objective based on how much you have cleared. But at an hour and 40 minutes into the seed, you do start to wonder. You do start to get a little nervous, even being 3/4 of the way to the finish.
Okay, so there's no character in the first spot. I noticed.
Thank you.
No
yeah,
character.
Tower of Zot is broken. We're missing a character. I would like to report a missing persons. I need a character in my Tower of Zot. And I honestly think I would just stick with Tella.
Okay, so Towser had no characters. Great.
That's a Tower of Zot, all right. That's a combined 140 HP, 11 levels. And looks like Sid is out for Porum.
Huh. What are your thoughts on this?
That tells me that 1200 strats are off the table, and that a grind is coming. Because unless you plan to get some levels on this white mage, you do not make that play. So that tells me a little bit into the mindset of where Martin's at right now, that there will be grinding in his future.
Yeah, agreed. That's yeah, I don't think I make this. I don't think I've done. I agree with you. I've just kept Sid there and just go buy Barkus Wines, because Barkus Wines is probably better than a Porum at this point.
Yeah, it just, it really depends on what kind of party comp he's also going for. It looks like this is going to be hybrid, whereas I think I would look more at just a straight Zerker party, maybe some Bacchus wines, or as Dia points out in chat, some Cure 3s.
Yeah.
If we have them all available, getting Porum to Cure 4 is level 48. It's something like 760,000 experience on her. Just an extraordinarily high number. You're talking 12 eggs at 10 key items. It's a long grind to get her to Cure 4.
Yeah, that's probably not worth that. I agree. It's not really worth that time investment to do so. And that's also assuming that we have access to sirens, which we don't, unless except for stealing them. So,
well, there's the sand ruby. So, that means Luge or Cheekiness. So we're at 50-50 here, and it means that Venus is in the giant, right? Or in the package.
No, package. It can be package. Yeah,
so Luge.
Alternatively, if Luge has the tower key, that means that if Luge has the tower key, then Demus can be at the super cannon room.
Second bed.
Oh.
If you're planning on grinding, I think I'm out of Palom, and I would pick up that edge.
No, I am totally with you. We have so much edge gear.
Yeah, we have.
Oh no, but mine's reset out of most of it, right? He reset out of the ribbon room. He reset out of. I think he kept the master. But yeah,
Yeah, he did reset out of quite a bit of it. That is a good point. We do know ninja swords are for sale, though.
Yep, we do.
And double ninja edge is still suitable and good enough as a tertiary Zerker for the Zeromus fight. But let's see. This is going to be kind of moment of truth. Big time moment of truth.
Yes.
If this is not Luge, if progression is not here behind Luge in some form, that means we are staring straight down the barrel of a giant problem for our runners.
I don't know. It's kind of making you a bit misty-eyed, honestly.
I like it.
And we also like to see that the check also bomb out on us as well.
I think it's appropriate that we see a CPU on groundflier's screen, just kind of Martin in that direction as well. Yeah, this could go down as one of the ruder seeds that we end up seeing in this entire tournament, depending on what is at large still. Because if this is nothing, which it could be, we could be looking at a Demus to Pan to Tower, and let's say the Super Cannon room has Mom Bomb as well as the Legend Sword. Like this, that's a realistic possibility.
Yeah.
Something that I would not wish on our runners for their own, mental stability, but something that would be great for us to comment on and watch.
Yes. No, it makes for a lot of popcorn eating, Good. Good thing we had that time that those technical difficulties. We would have gone to the lobby to get snacks, right? That was what we did. That's what we did during the downtime, right?
Yep, that was exactly it. Needed snacks. Tybalt said I wasn't allowed to eat the buttons. that I had to let him press them.
That's rude of him to say that. Why?
Well, I mean, to be fair, he's had a lot of them to press.
It's fair.
Thankfully for Martin, between this Sid and this edge, Dr. Luge is going to get absolutely exploded here.
Yeah.
It looks like groundflier is taking a much more passive approach to the CPU fight, whereas Martin basically went full YOLO on it. Cecil getting gas there from Dr. Luge, pretty rude.
Oh, does the edge have the thunderclaw equipped? Because that probably would be better than having a double master at this point.
That's a good
Does
point.
Thunderclaw-
Also, fortunately, the Zerk not going to get off in time. Cannot Zerk through poison.
Yep. That's also unfortunate, but you know that's one of those things you always hope to time. And so Riven in chat, can you ask can you blink the nodes? Yes, you actually can blink the nodes. You can also do this is also a fun way you can get through that fight. It's just to have Zerkers going, but have someone cast blink on the attacker.
Hey, and Phineas, guess
White shirt! Oh baby! Giant! Come
nope.
on!
Or package.
Oh, what package? I think I would totally do but okay, you say package. I say I do giant anyway.
Oh, I go giant.
Because
I would go giant. I know that package could be either Mom Bomb or Mist Dragon, but giant it's better odds that one of them is up there.
Two shots is better than one shot. Looks like Martin's doing package first.
Yeah, we're gonna get package first. And oh boy, I hope you like Yongs.
I mean, I know some people.
Oh, power couple.
Power couple, yeah. Alright, it looks like we've got a prediction going. Giant or package, it looks. I'm gonna guess. Yes. Yep, spend those. Yeah, go get your predictions in chat. Spend your channel points. Giant or package. I mean, I'm getting my vote in. And it looks like most people in chat liking the numbers play as opposed to the no, it looks like 4-1 at the moment. So, all right, moment of truth time coming in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, this is quite the race.
Yeah. All right. So,
and the groundflier getting the bad news that it's just an apple from this.
All right. Survey says.
And the package boss is Baigen.
Baigen! Giant! Is giant!
And everyone, we have...
Let's all go to the giant! Let's all go to the giant!
Required giant. So this is where you have that. At this moment, our runners realized they hated everything.
Yeah.
Martin going to rate that treasury in preparation for the giant.
Yeah.
I can't say I blame him, but let's play everybody's favorite game.
Raise that treasury!
Okay, so we got a white spear power shirt. So that's good. Power shirt. That's pretty good. More Murasame. More Murasames.
Hold on. About that second edge.
Yeah.
there were
We totally
two
get him, right?
Murasame there.
Yeah, we totally get him, right? We may as well. We have to go through giants. We're totally getting him, right?
If you want to go take that edge, the double Mura power.
Oh
chip-
no! If we have to take when did he save? We have to do the package check? We have to do
Oh,
package. He can't get it.
That's a
He's
good
locked
point.
himself out of it. He's locked himself out.
Oh goodness gracious.
Oh, that's brutal.
You want to know the worst part about this, Infinius? This is the
What's that?
second hard required giant seed that I have had to commentate on in this tournament so far.
How's that unfortunate? That sounds amazing.
Well, it's unfortunate for the runners.
Oh yeah. They knew what they were coming. They
It's
knew what
amazing.
they were up for.
The best part is the last one I got to commentate was with Marten Broadcloak, who is now
Wait.
being subjected to one.
Wait, was that groundflier seed? Was that because I know groundflier had a race where giant was hard required.
I think it was a match between Leggy Starscream and Sabera.
Oh, that one, right? Okay, because I
Uh,
know groundflier has also had a hard required giant seed.
Yes, I think that was
Against Lady Id.
Groundfire versus Lady Id, yes.
Yeah. Oh, this is amazing.
I'm now hoping also that we get 65,000 hit points of Demist. Just
Oh,
to
I am
make
so in for this.
it even worse. Looks like we're going to get the last arm chest, the eyeballiest of the eyeballs.
Hmm. And our restreamer in chat pointed out he actually commentated that groundflier versus Lady Id match.
It's all coming full circle.
So the only person who is out not in this is actually me, because I have not been involved with any hard required giants yet. So I feel kind of left out there. Oh, that was Excalibur. So don't hate it unless we go up against actual Demis, because the Holy Resistance.
I mean, it's still a nice shiny stick.
Yeah, it's still a nice shiny stick.
Look at that inventory, though. It's like, defense swords and Murasames and spoons and literally everything you could throw. Just fantastic stuff.
And we might have to throw them, so
And I think Martin did try to trash the Magma Key, as Chad is pointing out. Please get out of my inventory.
Yeah. I mean, it's fair. I would also want to check. So the question is, first or second spot? Because we know Demas has to be here. Actually, no, we don't. It might not. No, it has to be here. Sorry. We know it has to be
I
here.
want it to be 65k.
Yeah, I want it to be 65. Alternatively, it's 65k Mum Bomb. That's also a hilarious thing.
I love it. I love it.
Oh,
so
I love it. Oh,
Cubs, you're
Wow.
the best. The best part about this is, it doesn't mean that Mom Bomb is at CPU. This could be demist into Pan, into Tower, which
Yeah.
has Mom Bomb.
yeah.
And then the legend behind it. And this could be very easily a full-on 17 out of 17. This is brutal.
This, yeah, agreed. This is well and
I'm-
truly brutal.
I'm here for it, but this is brutal.
Yeah. So I guess while we're watching our demist slowly get chipped away, how about we just give a shout out to the races we have on tomorrow? So there's not too many matches tomorrow. But looks like just going to the website here, we have at at 4 p.m. we have Zilch versus Chaos Hades at 4 p.m. Eastern, and we have Command Lali-Ho versus Rumblefish at 7 p.m. Eastern. So I imagine both of those will be restreamed at some point. So hopefully we get to see the last two of our amazing matches here.
Yeah, I believe both of those are restreamed. I believe Zilch and Chaos Hades is at 4 Eastern on Free Enterprise, and Commander Leonhardt and Rumblefish tomorrow will be on RPG Limit Break at 7 Eastern, pending that I can read correctly.
Yeah, you can read correctly. It would help if I actually look at the easier thing to look up as opposed to the hard thing to look up. That would help.
I mean, to be fair, we are all kind of distracted right now by 65,000 hit points of Derek missed.
We are blinded by, we're all getting misty-eyed here.
For the right reasons.
Yes. I still can't believe this is amazing.
I mean,
Oh.
amazing. I can tell you two people who don't think it's amazing right now.
Let me guess. Hang on. Give me a moment. Let me think about this one. Is one of them Tybalt because he hasn't had to press as many buttons he'd like?
No, I think Tybalt is going to be able to press literally every button by the end of this.
Maybe not, because or maybe there's a chance. I guess there's a chance, but let me think. I guess Marten is probably not liking things right now, given that he knows the truth of the matter.
Yeah, having actually fought a 65,000 health demist just the other day that was summoned upon me by chat, I can confirm this fight is no fun. It takes forever, and also 3 extra years beyond that. Yeah, it's not pleasant. But I do want to give huge credit to both of our runners for the amount of stuff that they have had to clear in this seed, and to largely do it without great access to white mages. They are making great time through this.
Agreed. Actually, it's interesting. Oh, another. Oh yeah, prediction was giant. Right. Okay. I was like, oh, there's gonna be another prediction. Ah, okay. Yeah, I won 100. I won some points. Woohoo!
Yay! I did not wager.
I suppose that wagering might be considered kind of like a match fixing thing, possibly, and that's probably a bad thing. All right, I'll take that on board next time.
I mean, I just I don't want to lose potentially my points. I've somehow accumulated over 200,000 of the darn things, so.
I mean, I only bet 150, so.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know what they're good for.
Well, if you were to open up your channel, you can see that if you have 750,000 of them, you can create a flag set for a weekly race upcoming once the Lali-Ho League is over.
Wait, could I redeem 75,000 of them and I could shout myself out?
I suppose that is a thing, yes. Although it'd probably be a bit, what's the word I'm looking for?
Foolish? Silly?
I was just arrogant is probably the word I was. Like, I probably wouldn't do it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Narcissistic. Yes, that's it.
Oh yes, that also works. Narcissistic.
All right, and ground flyer through the evil wall,
Yep.
and going to be rewarded with just
Master.
some more Hanzo. Oh no, this was actually
No,
the
this is
Luki.
Luki.
Okay. It's been
Which
so
does
long.
nothing to any. Yeah, I know, right?
Which,
Which actually isn't required.
yeah, ground flyer's got to be thinking, oh hey, the Luki, this has to be the value I need. Nope.
No. Although at 2 hours in Grand Flyer must be really being very confused, going, why aren't we done yet?
Well, I mean, I think for ground flyer at this point, probably wondering what the heck is going on, and for Marten, probably wondering also how, for both runners, when you're over 2 hours on this flag set, you're sitting there wondering, how is my opponent not finished, even with a required giant?
Yeah. I think
it's tough.
I don't know. I feel like if you find out it's a hard required giant, I think at the 2 hour mark, you're probably thinking, okay, that's not the worst.
Yeah, it's still not the best though.
No, it's not the best. No, I agree. You also have like issues with the party in that you have no access to white magic at all until after you complete Luki Key to get the Earth Crystals to get the Porom at Tower Zart. White magic's really good, y'all.
Yeah, Berserk, Blink, they're both phenomenal. Berserk is less good for this fight against D-Mist, of course.
Yeah.
Without having access to a silver staff, where you can toggle basically berserking and then unberserking using what is the Basuna ability from the silver staff as an item. But there we go. I think we're getting some rate pausing from
that's
Marten
fair.
here. But he is through that D-Mist.
All right. So now we get survey says, well, what's behind this door? Do we get a mum bomb or do we get someone else?
I mean, Marten is praying to the high heavens that it is Mom Bomb. Everyone else, of course, is hoping it's Pan into
someone
Tower,
else,
and Tower has Mom Bomb.
Yeah, because that's the only option. Those are the two options.
And to answer a question from chat, no swag walk? No, you don't swag
walk. No. The sad thing is that our Porom is now after coming in basically with no HP is now at level 37.
Yeah, 37 is not a lot.
Might not even get to Cure 4. Might not even get to Cure 4 at this rate.
You need 11 more levels. Yeah, I don't think she gets there. I think she ends up at like level 47. There's Mom Bomb.
Oh, boo! It's Mom Bomb.
That's a very punchy Mom Bomb, though. This spot, I believe, has 174 attack, which is tied for the highest in the game. And there goes Callum.
Counterpoint. Because Mom Bomb's here, we're not getting the full XP here as well. Because we shouldn't. So, if we really want Cure 4 on our Porom, it's going to require a wee bit of grinding.
Well, not even
Groundflyer's doing right now. But yeah, that is 4 objects complete for Marten Broadcloak. He now knows the lay of the seed and now has the crystal at the 2 hour and 7 minute mark.
And looks like Groundflier opting to go ahead and do some gold dragons.
Oh, there's a mob. Okay, that solves everything.
Yeah, Fusoya actually means no grind necessary.
Yep.
So Fusoya going to replace either Tella or Hallam, I would guess.
Hallam.
I'm not exactly certain how he
No.
wants to go about this.
I would think Hallam. Like, Teller's already set up as your anchor.
Yeah, or maybe even Porum, and you reflect level 3 spells with Hallam. And you do kind of a little bit of a hybrid, which looks like he's going to be opting
Okay.
for.
I mean, both are fine. Like, I just think Teller is probably the worst choice of the three.
And Marten refusing to crush a house tonight. And just gonna take a little stroll through the forest on his way up to Troya.
Huh.
Having had enough with the seed, he has been
fair.
broken.
Yeah.
But Lunar Staff, White Shirt, Rune Ring, gonna make Fusoya pretty well protected. Gonna be no shortage of damage for these Berserkers. And then probably gonna get some chip damage in from reflected level 3 spells from the Palom. But this Aromas not gonna be too long for this world. Just from the power with those 2 Berserkers.
Yeah, agreed. Like having double master on Edge, double X-Scale on Cecil, we're golden.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see somewhere north of 5k damage on Cecil swings, and probably about 4k from Edge. The 2 of them are going to be pushing maybe past a second Big Bang just by themselves. Like, those are 2 very strong Berserkers. But in Phineas, I see some flags in chat. I know this race has taken a little bit of time, but I thought it's been exciting. Why does everyone look tired?
I think it's because I'm on comms and everyone's just bored. I think that's the conclusion I've come to.
Oh, I didn't think.
Not your commentary, just mine. Just mine.
No, I didn't think you were boring at all. But I mean, I guess everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So the final boss Aromas is a bit of a jerk. No one wants to see big bangs in any spot on the overworld. So instead, what we do, because it is a randomizer, we do actually randomize the sprite that Aromas will display for us. So the question that we always ask at the end of every seed where we fight Aromas is, whose butts are we going to kick today?
Tonight.
It's light out. I can't say night when it's light out. Come on.
In real people time in Phineas, it's tonight.
It's real time. It's real people time. You're the ones that are fake.
You're probably not wrong. I do not know what that is.
A carry-ness. I assume it. By the graphics, I'm going to assume it's probably from an old Final Fantasy game.
Final Fantasy 1. Alright. Final Fantasy 1's Fiend of Fire. Carimus.
Yeah. But yeah, just as he called it, looks like to be a very straightforward fight with our Avengers our Berserkers are doing what, 4k a swing roughly. Fit to make it 6.
Yeah, doing very good damage here. Looks like not even opting for any reflected spells.
Maybe just go for direct cast instead. I suppose in this spot your Fu is your white mage at this spot, so that makes sense.
Yeah, almost 6k from Cecil, almost 4k from Edge. That's almost 10k damage around just from the 2 of them. That's sufficient to get through a fight. You don't actually need the reflective magic. They would actually just eat up turns otherwise that you don't need to be eating up.
Yep. As I said about an hour in, why do something where you can do nothing?
Yeah, exactly. looks like Groundflier taking on this Octomammoth is blinked up, is zerked up. Not going to have much of an issue here. We have a shake from Karamus.
Yeah.
On Martin's side, will this tip to Medio or will we see a big bang? We see a tip to Medio. This fight is all but over.
Yeah. Not even going to bother with casting a nuke, just let our Zerkers do their job.
There
And
it is.
with the swing, yep. There it is. There's the no flash because Marten Broadcloak turned the flash effects, and that is Marten Broadcloak done. GG to him and completing this heck of a seed.
Yeah, GG's Martin. An official race spot time of 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 14 seconds. Marten Broadcloak moving to 2-2 and staving off elimination for another day. And that ding in my ear tells me that we are joined by a Marten Broadcloak, I'm sure, full of random and various emotions.
I'm at a loss for words. Yeah.
What?
Two
Did
men
you
may
enjoy
have
the seed
entered
at least?
this seed, but I don't think anyone's leaving this one sane. Let's go with that.
It was fine. I mean, hard required giant is perfectly acceptable.
I mean, you know, hey, I heard there were a lot of jets today, so we had to give the people what they wanted, right?
Yeah, we have to increase the troll quotient by a lot. So
Yeah. Hi.
hi.
Hi, Martin. We know you're a fan of character building.
Oh yeah.
We know that this might have been a little more character than you wanted to build. You get through the moon. You see the Luca key. You dive down there. You get the Earth Crystal. You get at least one of your boss objectives. You go to Luge. You see the white shirt. Where's your mind at when you see that?
Hooray, I'm going to the giant, and I know D.Mist is at one of the two spots, and I don't know which. But I knew in my heart. I knew exactly where it was.
Yeah.
The package was the foregone conclusion. I did it because I had to look, but I knew where I was going.
That's very fair.
It's very fair.
So, as far as the moon was concerned, can I interest you in some Hanzo? Or other assorted wares for ninjas?
That might have been the emptiest moon I have ever seen in my life. That moon was... wow.
What, you didn't like the spoon?
The spoon had a use. It did. If I had anything else, like a kitchen sink to throw that D-Mist, I would have. I
Should have bought some drain spears.
Oh, I switched back to the ice guy. I'm like, you know what? The heck with it. I'm throwing this other defense sword. Fine, just get rid of it. I thought for a second about maybe berserking both of them and just putting down the controller and coming back in 15 minutes. Because I figured the counters wouldn't do anything, but nah, that was way more fun. So, but yeah, that moon.
Yeah. So, go ahead, Phineas.
Actually, I have a quick question. So, you finish the Giants, and you see Fusoye.
Yep.
There.
Yep.
Talk me through your decision to choose who to dump at that point, because I think we all agree that taking Fu there was the correct call.
Porum wasn't going to learn Cure 4 any time in my lifetime. And Fu had it, if that's all I was concerned about.
Yep.
That was about the gist of it. I mean, I got nothing. I unfortunately, when I saw the Porum sitting, beyond Earth and the first boss, it's like, all right, well, theoretically, I have enough damage that I'm gonna put out that I should be able to single big bang it, and worst case, There's not a worst case. Basically, if I didn't single it without a white mage, I'm dead. So I took Porum for that reason, trying to get any form of healing ability, and it was a very nice conclusion to get Fu after that giant.
Okay,
He was
so
needed.
I guess So another interesting question then. If you had the edge available to you because you locked yourself out from doing the package turn first, would you have taken that second edge in at the Sand Ruby?
I probably would have, with the amount of equipment and everything, and if I had taken that second edge, I definitely would have done the treasury a little bit differently, but yeah, I mean, the amount of damage output, I mean, that puts you beyond that magic 8,000 threshold with pretty much 3 fully equipped damage dealers that, at that point, it's Berserk all 3, turn them loose, you eat 1 nerf Big Bang and the game's over, so.
Yeah, I did think of that as well, so, but it was unfortunate that, you basically made the save so that package, you had to do the package boss before you could actually get the actual reward.
Yeah, right. Unfortunate, but what can you do? Yeah, that seed was a lot of fun. That definitely kind of showcased doing the entire seed, and that was the thing. So
Austin, do you have any other questions?
Early on in the seed, when you started out, with your first couple characters, we noticed that you kind of took a more standard approach going through doing all your checks. Was there any point in which you were, concerned on the overworld about damage output? Any point in which you were concerned about that hook route, that you ended up taking?
Not really. Obviously doing the hook route early and getting the loot and, understanding that, okay, I have a defense sword, I have, all these items for upgraded Cecil when I'm off and running. Obviously Sid coming out huge with that Artemis bow and kind of scaling the equipment on him was definitely an interesting start. It's not what I expected, but boy, did he come in handy during that early game. Made the early game really easy. Obviously saw the purple robe at the 25k spot and then saw the other one doing overworld checks, so I know exactly who was there.
Yeah.
And holding all that crystal armor I found was also huge. I figured if anything nasty was the King and Queen Evelyn, a crystal armor Cecil would have taken care of it. So I wasn't too concerned about whatever was guarding hook route, but
one other thing I just wanted to kind of shout out was we saw you take the King Queen Evelyn, speaking of that, in this cave, and you came away with from it a Zeus gauntlet and a crystal ring. And that was something that we had noticed really paid dividends for you, having that high tier loot for the arm slot for multiple of your party members.
Yeah, it's a wonderful spot, and I know that, we've discussed it at length, is, based on the tier loot that it has in this, stage of the tournament. More often than not, you're gonna get something halfway decent out of it. And pulling both of those arm pieces, being able to scale that agility a little bit definitely helps in the early game where you want that fast character in the middle. So anything you can do to speed that up, that was definitely a great thing to find. So
yeah, excellent. Well, I don't really have any more questions for you. Don't want to keep you too long. I know this was probably a harrowing experience, and you probably want to be able to sit back and relax for a little bit. So, I'll leave the final words to you if you have any things you'd like to say about the seed, or any words for future opponents, or anyone you'd like to call out.
I'd like to say one that I'm guaranteed that the chat probably had enough words about the seed to cover it, so I'm good on that end. Thank you both to you, Possum, and Infinius for doing comms. I am definitely looking forward to watching this one back, just to see what the responses were to everything during the run. Obviously, Cubs and Tybalt in the background doing all the hard work, while you two sit around in the booth. Not that I would know anything about that, but I hear it's a good job to have. So definitely thank you to all four of you. People that I don't want to see at 2 and 2. Oh, I don't know. Pancras, stay away from me. Other than that, though, no, really. I mean, I'll take anything. I personally run some very interesting seeds normally, so I'm not worried about going up against anybody. I'm just looking forward to actually being able to race again. So, yeah, with that, I've got nothing else. So, short of thank you to all of you, especially you two. So, sorry I put you through 2+ hours of it.
Oh, that's fine.
Don't be sorry.
It was a fun to watch.
Yeah, it was great. We had a blast.
I bet you did.
Roughly 0 insults were thrown, roughly.
Excellent. Except for that one time where I used the earth hammer on the birds because I thought it'd be funny and see if you guys called me out on it. I'm gonna watch that back actually and see if you did. So
It
I
may have
believe I
been
did actually.
okay, I did that for reasons. We'll discuss that later. So, but
Okay,
yeah,
sure.
I'm gonna go relax and thank you. I'm looking forward to next week and whoever the opponent is.
Anyway, GG's Martin, and hope to see you back somewhere next week.
All right, thank you, Infinius. Thank you, Possum.
Take care. GG's, Martin.
Thanks.
All right, y'all. Well, that was Marten Broadcloak, our winner this evening. Moving to 2 and 2, staving off elimination as we had previously discussed. We have Groundflier, who has made his way back underground. Has taken care of the Luca Key, has taken care of the Earth Crystal. He is about to go take on Dr. Luge and get the worst possible news.
Yeah, like at this point, you can't. No, once you finish that movie, you can't really fault anyone for doing what he's doing right now. We know it's not the play, but I think you'd have to be a huge gambler to make the decision of I'm going to do Giant now, because I don't think that's a reasonable thing to make unless you're gambling. This was just a rough seed where you could not do 31 out of 32.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough call to make. It's probably something where you'd want to run up to Giant, especially having seen a Dot Dun come in, but at the same time, maybe your opponent made a hard fade of this Feymark spot. Kind of don't want to go to the Giant unless you have to on this flag set.
Yeah, I agree.
This is going to be the you just have to moment.
Yeah. Like with Vanilla Giant, once you're there, you're stuck there. It is really rough to make that call. But no, like everything Groundfly has done is logical sense. He might also not have the race room open, so from his point of view, he's still alive. So there's also that aspect as well. Not there are some runners out there who actually don't have the race room open at all during the race at all, just because they don't benefit from the metagaming aspect of racing. And that's fair. That's a reasonable thing you can do as well.
Yeah, that is a good point. I know that I usually keep it open for a while, and then usually forget to bring it back up. But yeah, different strokes for different folks. It really depends just how they want to go about it. Ground Flyer is through that Luge, gets the white shirt, and at this moment now knows there is a Demus somewhere, and that somewhere
Yep.
is the giant.
Yep. No, just checking his. No, like I also not for anyone to looking through their inventory, going, "What on earth did I forget?" Because no, I'm forgetting something here. But no, it's this again. This is a character builder. It really is.
Yeah. Now this is in 4 races. This is Ground Flyer's second required giant, hard required giant, is it not?
Yes. Second hard required giant. Because I think it's the last one actually against Lady Id was also hard required.
Yeah, back-to-back races, as Cubs is pointing out. That is.
Yeah.
I don't know what the odds are. I'm going to say astronomical, and that might be too low.
Yeah. It's so unlikely. Like, I think this flag set. Oh, but no. I think I'm just going to take the approach of the one James T. Kirk and never tell me the odds.
Yeah, the odds. You definitely don't want to find out what they are, because you're just going to think you're the unluckiest person in the world at that point.
Yeah. Alternatively, you could take the positive approach and assume, you know what, surely the karmic approach. I've had some, really bad luck here, having 2 consecutive required giants. I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket and hope, because surely my luck's going to turn around at some point. That's also an option.
That's true.
The classic song, always look on the bright side of life.
And Ground Flyer about to find out, after a very short cutscene, tending to a wounded Yang or demoralized Yang or whatever it is that this Yang is feeling.
Probably
This is
scared,
just
right?
And I don't actually know if Ground Flyer saved before this.
I don't
So
think
I'm
he
not
did.
sure where his last reset would be.
Yeah, and honestly, if you're not sure, you just take this fight. It's not like it's going to take a long time.
But is through that Baigen. Not really a surprise. It's only got about 400 health, split 3 ways.
Yeah. And I guess the plus side is that if now that you know the truth of the fact that you have to go to giant, you can go back and pick up the edge you left at the Sand Rupee.
That's true.
You're going to be getting around, or you think you're going to be getting around 400k XP from the 2 boss spots there.
Yeah, we know it's only going to be what was that, 136,000 from the Mom Bomb out of a potential 300. So unfortunately floating about 165,000 XP. But Ground Flyer on his way up. He now knows that he only has one possible destination, and that is Destination Giant.
I guess the other interesting question for Ground Flyer's sake is he actually going to be opening that last sound check? We know there's an X scale there. apparently, Cecil is rocking a defense sword.
I think the defense sword will do legitimately more damage than the Excalibur will. Because
I mean, for the Demus fight, yes.
Demus, yes. But not for Zeromus or Mombot.
Yeah. I'm more thinking about the long-term aspects of it. Yeah, I agree that I'm pretty sure the defense sword does more. That's a good point.
Yeah, the
Yeah, so
question now, what boss was not in the seed?
we haven't seen Gauntlet. I'm pretty sure we haven't seen Gauntlet. Who else
Gauntlet
have we
was
not
on
seen?
Hobbs. It was very early on. That
Oh yeah,
Earth
Gauntlet
Camp.
was Hobbs. Right. That gives a 4. Saw Odin.
I'd have to look at a tracker, and that's
I'm
work.
looking at the tracker now. It's not helping because I have. No, we saw both Mylons because that's how we were able to work out. Oh, we didn't see Antlion? I thought we saw Antlion. Huh.
No, we did not see Vanilla Zeromus. That's definitely true.
Yeah, that's also technically correct. The best kind of correct.
It is indeed the best kind of correct. And yes, Antlion always on the moon, except
Yeah.
apparently the seed where Antlion decided to take the day off.
Look, he's just on someone else. He's just on another planet's moon. That's all. It's one of those like. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, looks like Cecil, I think, is rocking a lightsaber there. He's doing just under 1,000 damage, which at 3,300 health, that would put him in the high 40s or low 50s for level
Yeah.
thing. Which means that
Yeah,
has
that-
to be a light sword.
Yeah, it has to be a light sword. Like, yeah, because I believe Groundflier also did one or two King Ryus during as a grind fight.
Oh, that's correct. Yeah, he did do that little bit of a grind to get those levels.
Yeah, so this also explains why I would not pick up. I think in his spot, given that he's going to get nuke on Hallam at this point, yeah, it totally makes sense to just go to not bother opening chests at this point and just go kind of hybrid.
Yeah, that definitely does make sense. Oh, does not have nuke on the Quack Pit though. That is very unfortunate. That would have sped this fight up considerably.
Yeah, I suspect at that point you're probably hoping that the rest of the moon, that kind of thing, would be enough to get you there. At that point. But no, I think is Cecil berserk? I don't think he would be, because I imagine he'd be covering at this point.
No, he's not berserked. Because otherwise we would also be seeing just a ton of
Cold mist and that kind of thing. Right. So I guess he has the option to be able to swap to the defense sword at that point.
Looks like we are getting the spoon dart. And yeah, could
Yep.
swap defense sword. But this is going to be a whole lot of darting, as much black magic as can be thrown out.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's there's not many other options here to try and speed this up. Okay, so while we're still in the middle of a very, very, very long Demus fight, again, a huge shout out to the rest of our restream team. Again, huge shout out to Cubs Roll for rolling this amazing seed, and we go a huge shout out to Tibble for doing the tracking. His job is nearly done. We only have to push one more button up, or two more buttons after this. But you know, it's been a bit of a long one, so fair credit to everyone for sticking through this.
Yeah, and shout out to the runners, of course.
Yeah.
Shout out to everyone behind the scenes. Scholar Kitty also hopping in to help out.
Yeah.
A huge shout out to you in chat as well, everyone, every last one of you for getting to experience this and kind of playing along with it. It's always cool to get to interact. Always great to see everyone come out for these races and kind of talk about them while they're going on. And we hope that you have been entertained.
And I hope we have been at least educational as well. Like a lot of stuff, probably not educational, but I'm sure we at least provide some amount of entertainment at least.
Well, I mean, there was definitely entertainment. There was some educational stuff. There was not nearly as much cricket as I had hoped for, but
we've got the time. We could start talking about cricket now if you want. Like, I could. Ooh, that reminds me. I should probably look up what happened in my what's going on in cricket.
Any high profile test matches?
I think all the test matches are finished up because I think the West Indies Sri Lanka series just finished recently. Oh, the Australian women are going to win against the New Zealand women pretty easily. Okay, that extends their unbeaten streak in ODIs to a world record 22 in a row.
That's a good win streak.
Yes. Yeah, very impressive. Let's see, what else do we have? There's the Australian state cricket still going. I don't think we really care about that at all. I guess we have the IPL. Oh, well, that's bad. Meteor is very bad there. That's for some reason holy, and that's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, Demist absorbs holy. For some reason, the Meteor spell is holy. It also heals Octomam. It also heals blue dragons on the moon.
And why are they really the blue dragons as well? Why?
Because the blue dragons are literally the biggest jerks in this game. They have 9,000 physical evasion multipliers, in addition to absorbing holy just for the lulz. They're awful. Yeah, they're just terrible creatures.
Yeah, they are.
And I can tell you how I learned that. It was from an alt gauntlet at the Crystal Sword altar. And I thought, hey, I'll be funny and cast Meteor on the blue dragons because there's two of them. It wasn't so funny when I healed them both for quad 9s.
Yeah.
That's how we learn, though.
Yeah. We learn by making mistakes. So, sometimes you learn, like learning, actually I can't comment about that because that's an active async, so I will not make that statement. Ooh, the virus also gets eaten as well.
Yeah, another virus gets eaten.
But no, that's okay. We just get to play the waiting game on this and be patient with this one. It's free. It's just gonna take a while. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, Demonist in most places is free as long as you're anchored properly. It can only ever deal 3 lethal hits of damage, but it goes into that mist phase. You can't berserk, and that's one of the key spells in this is berserk. And Palom is 1, maybe 2 levels shy of Nuke, which would also have expedited this quite a bit. So this is kind of just a collection of unfortunate circumstances where there's just no fast way to get through this fight.
Yeah, you just have to chip at it bit by bit.
Yeah, this is one where there are simply less slow options, but there is no fast one, which always feels really bad in a speed run of a randomized game.
Yeah.
The whole thing is you're trying to go fast, and VMist just simply says no.
Yeah.
There it is.
5-3 landed, that's good. And we're through.
50, VMist is down.
Alright, so just need to remember to save and then heal up and then go take on this Mamba we know about and get our crystal.
The D is for dead, I agree. D-Mist is in fact dead.
And now, and just in time, we've just got Nuke and Palom.
I mean, that's good for Zeromus. It's also good for this Mom Bomb.
That's true. Means we actually get to do like appreciable damage. That's good to see.
And looks like we're gonna get some swings in with this Cecil. Edge, thankfully, not perishing there.
Yeah, that was close. That was a very close thing. At least now we get to cover with Cecil. Not for any lack of trying, for that matter. Because, board AI knows. Board AI knows.
Board AI always knows. And goodbye, Tella.
Yeah.
Not that it matters that Tella is probably getting replaced very shortly.
Yeah, fair, because I guess groundflier set up with a Sid Anchor at this point.
Yeah, and I think both our runners found 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 curse rings throughout this, so definitely not a concern about anchoring for this party. And there is the Mom Bomb down. The 3 important characters got the levels.
Yeah, agreed. Totally valid.
And there is the crystal for Groundflier. 4th objective is complete. We know up here in the booth that the chain to the Legend Sword was actually the pan from D-Mist, the tower key from Sheila 2, and the Legend Sword from the Super Canopy.
So, in summary, yuck.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, goodbye Tella. And we are about to yeah, I guess we're about to go fight it was a carry mess, wasn't it? I guess it's been a cut. Why I almost forgot.
Yes, Karimus is going to be the Zeromus sprite.
Yeah.
And I think it is very understandable that the groundflier is definitely ready to kick some butt. And that's a life staff. That's a white shirt. That's many rune rings. That Fusoya should be fairly well protected.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't see there being too many issues with Zeromus fights. Yeah. Again, props for Groundflier for sticking this out, because this was by no means easy or like, no, this was just not easy. And then the fact that it was a hard required giant, that's no one's gonna do that quick. No one's gonna do that quickly.
No, when you have hard required giants involved, and there are struggles throughout some of the rest of the seed, it really just starts to grind on you. One of the things that I always tell folks, when playing this game, regardless what level you play it at, is you want to have fun. That's the number one most important thing. And when a seed like this starts to run on, I just hope that Groundflier is still having fun with it. I know that Val fight was a huge struggle. He probably didn't feel great after that. And so, I'm just hoping that he still, through the rest of the fight, through the rest of, the seed, still had a good time doing it. Because that's the important part, is, have fun doing this.
Yeah. I mean, this is when we're not playing for sheep stations here. The main thing is to have fun. If we win, cool. If not, no big deal either. It's this is if nothing else, take some key learnings from this, and we can learn and then learn from and move on.
Definitely.
Can't win them all. So if we go to try to win them all, we'll find ourselves frustrated. Or we go against the S plus tier races like a Dia or a Pancrase, or I guess Dusty Griff.
Yeah, Dusty Griff, that guy who's won multiple tournaments and is undefeated in this one. He's pretty good.
Yeah, just a bit.
Well, it looks like we're going to get some hybrid strats here from Groundflier. Going to have Zerks on Cecil and Edge, and going to be reflecting nukes with at least Palom, and maybe also Fusoya.
Yeah, agreed. That's yeah, just I guess this way you just that should be enough to get only single. Like a single big bang, and then we're done.
Yeah, it should be enough to get the single big bang. The only question is, will the damage coming out from those reflected nukes supplement enough of the missing damage from not having Excal Cecil, where he only has Light Sword Cecil?
I think the other key thing, which I'm not sure you noticed, is that this is at battle speed 3, so I think the answer is yes.
Oh, if that's the case, then yes, for sure.
Like this is I probably would also Zerk Sid there, but no, that's not a big deal.
Yeah, I think keeping Sid back as an emergency chemist is not a bad idea either. After a seed like this, it's not a bad idea to just kind of make sure you get through the fight and just kind of put this one behind you and move on to the next week of the tournament or the next seed that you play, whenever that next one will be.
Well, Tybalt also uses Ground also uses Silk Web as well. This is a super safe. Let's just get this over and done with Zeromus fight.
Yeah, I think if you're going into the Zeromus fight, you maybe haven't seen it done yet. If you are watching the race room, maybe then you leave it at battle speed 1, but at this point, you kind of just want to finish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is completely understandable. This
Yes,
was
understandable.
give a seed.
This scene will have been was rude to everyone, except for I guess the viewers, because they got to just observe and not have to live through it.
I mean, they even got a prediction out of it, which almost never happens.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we have an elixir going on Fusoya.
Yeah.
Making sure he has enough MP to do things going forward. More reflective.
Yeah, I mean, more. But I have to mention that given how much damage has been thrown out, we can't be too far off at this point.
Yeah, it looks like that was a 9900 reflected nuke there. We do see a shake for the second Big Bang. Gonna get a Cure 4 coming out, but it looks like that's the Rocks tip. Looks like we have a big delay.
Yeah, that's rocks. So yeah, we should be over and done with very shortly.
Alright, there's that Cure 4, making sure no one is gonna perish. And that nuke is gonna do it.
Yep.
Groundflier has finished with an official race spot time of 2 hours, 54 minutes, and 27 seconds. GG's to Groundflier.
Yeah, GG's ground flyer. Yeah, again, this was a very rough seed. Like, no, GG's are actually finishing.
Yes.
And no, and again, no shame for actually for not wanting to interview for this one. This was a long one. I want to be. I'd probably just want to go to sleep after this one as well. So
Definitely.
So yeah, that is it for both of us here in the booth, as well as our Cubs rule doing restreaming and Civil with doing tracking. So where are we headed off to, Possum?
I think we're headed off to watch the spooniest of Restream admins or leads play some of her own free enterprise. I believe we are going to be raiding FF4FE. So please remember, y'all, no spoilers. Go ahead and give our runners, go ahead and give everyone behind the scenes a follow. But yeah, everyone have a great night. It's been absolutely fantastic being able to co-commentate this with you and Phineas. I hope everybody enjoyed. But yeah, that's all I've got. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay blessed, and everyone have a great day or night wherever it is you are. And enjoy Asuka coming up next.